What an episode. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about the elephant in the episode at the very beginning, and that was Deku using like the greatest amount of power that he's ever used in his entire life. 1,000,000%. I'll talk about his fight more later on in the video because I kind of want to like break his fight down as its own like part. So let's start off the way the episode started off. Basically, Koda was having like this flashback on how his aunt, I was trying to remember how family structures work. His aunt had told him, oh, someday in the future, someone's gonna be that person who's like gonna be your hero, who's gonna like put their life on the line for you, and then you're gonna realize, oh, not all of them are bad. Foreshadow. Aizawa and Vlad and the 5 students who failed and that one brother from class B are all at this building, right? Dabi runs up on him and Aizawa's out there fighting him. That's like one of the first things we see is Dabi making his move. Dabi really is that villain. He's really out here taking on Aizawa and had like the courage to say, I don't even care about you pro heroes, get out of the way. We also saw students from class B trying to be like, look, the reason why class A is so ahead of us is because they've had conflict. It's because they've fought with villains before. That's why they're so much more evolved as a class than we are, because they've actually had to experience what it feels like to be a hero. We're going to get some action from class B. At least that's what we think we're gonna get. Let's see what happens. It's nice to see class A and class B both wanting to give their all and not just class A being like the center of attention. Well, they're still the center of attention, but class B out there doing their own work, you know. During the fight between Deku and Muscle Boy, we got to see that somebody's hand is on the floor in the trail, and Todoroki and Bakugo just walk up on the hand. Bakugo was triggered because he was like, you really think I'm not gonna fight? Okay, sis. Yeah, Bakugo's finna go ham. Papa bluzz. And then we stumbled upon the main fight. The main most important fight of the night. Deku really did that. Can we just talk about how Deku went from literally like this kid who was just like a fan of heroes to like surpassing a limit that no one knew he could even reach. Okay, let's pause. He runs up to this place where this muscle man is, right? And this dude's like, hey, yo, kid, you got a nice hat, but I'm gonna take it off your head when I kill you. He didn't say that, but I inferred. So as Koda's watching this villain, he like realizes who he is and that he's the dude who killed his parents. Because who else would run up on him? Just a random villain? Of course not. It had to be that villain who killed his parents. Of course it did. At the beginning of the fight, Deku establishes the fact that there is no backup coming because he's the only one who knows where Koda's hideout is, and he didn't tell anyone where he was going. So he's literally completely on his own. So he's like, I have to do this like myself. I have no other choice. And he straight up is like processing it all in his head, like, how am I gonna do it? Can I beat him? All this stuff, like going through his mumbles in his brain. But he still stands up and is like, don't worry, I'll definitely save you. I want to talk about Muscle Dude's quirk because it is so dope. Literally, his muscles grow at such a rapid rate that his skin cannot even contain his muscles. It is exactly what he said, like, just like a better version. It's just like a different version kind of Deku's quirk, where he like gets hecka strength. So putting the two against each other was like, oh my goodness. So Deku was taking punches, like Deku was like on the floor, shaken, bacon, taken down. He was in a bad place. So Muscle Boy was roasting Deku because he was like, dude, you're just saying this stuff, like, you're not actually gonna be able to save him, like, look at how much stronger I am than you. And Deku ended up being like, look, it's a hero's job to say all this wild, crazy stuff, but then to actually deliver. and he shoved his arm in the muscle man's muscle and then freaking went with 100% smash right into the brother. He one for all 100% went in, and everybody's jaw was already on the floor. Did he really just reach maximum capacity? Little did we know. And then, so Deku blew, like, punched him so hard he, like, blew stuff up because it was, like, the same strength as, like, All Might, he said. He blew Koda off the cliff and then grabbed him with his teeth. He straight up just a bit of it. He was like, sorry that I blew you up, but at least you're alive. But Muscle Boy stood right back up because, of course, someone I know said that Muscle Boy looks like Bakugo's dad, and I've never been more offended in my entire life. So then Muscle Boy puts this, like, eyepiece in, and it's like, oh, now you're really gonna get it. And he's like, I just punched you with 100% of my power. I have nothing else I could do. Like, that was it. What do you want from me? So then he Detroit smashes again. He's already broken, battered, hurt, and he still Detroit smashes 100% again. And he's like underneath this dude at this point. Like, Muscle Boy is just piling in, but he's like, I'm not gonna give up because Koda is behind me, and I'm not gonna give up until he's safe because I'm not gonna let this kid die. And he's like saying, Koda, run, get out of here, boy. I'm out here trying to hold this dude back. I can't hold him back anymore. But Koda's just like, tears pouring down his face. And Koda's like, what the heck? Why are you still doing this? Like, you're literally, both of your arms are broken. There's nothing else you could do. Just, like, stop this. And he's like, the muscles are just, like, piling on around him. And he's, like, trying to force it back, but there's literally nothing he can do. He starts apologizing to everyone, to his mom. My heart, like, just shatters. And he's, like, out here dying. His little lightning goes out. The color in his eye fades. But then he feels a splash of water on Muscle Boy. And he looks up. And Koda used his quirk. Talk about a development, bro. Koda out here who hated anybody, villains or heroes, anybody who used quirks, he was not for them. Then he saw what Deku, the lengths that Deku went to save him. And he used his own quirk to try and help Deku out. And that was enough motivation for Deku to go 1,000,000% and leave that dude decimated, bro. Oh my god. His body lifted off of the ground by, like, he was literally laying flat, and he used his power and, like, lifted off of the ground. What? He Delaware Detroit smashed that brother right in the face too. He, like, went through all the muscle and punched him right in the face. But then we just saw Deku, like, in his, like, pose and was, like, screaming into the sky or, like, whatever he was doing. I was literally Koda's, like, face of just, like, crying. That was me too, Koda. And Koda found the guy who his aunt told him about, who was gonna be that hero for him, that was gonna do anything to save him. He found that in Deku. That was, like, such a great episode. Just to see Deku push himself that far, like, being an actual, like, hero, like, so good. 1,000,000%? We have to talk about the elephant in the room, though. Because I've talked about Bakugo on this channel before and how I have love for him in my heart. They're after him. The League of Villains. They're after him. What did he do to deserve this? What did he do? Nothing. Bakugo, our prayers are with you. Let's put one up for Bakugo on this day. So yeah, the villains are after Bakugo. Why? Who cares? They can choke for that. I liked the villains too, until they said they were after Bakugo. Why can't they be after Mineta? If they wanted to take Mineta, everyone would just be like, okay, take him. Just take Mineta and go. You can't have Bakugo, but you can have Mineta if you want. So next week we're going to see even more fights. Deku just went 1,000,000%. Have I said that enough times? Deku went 1,000,000%. But the preview for the next episode showed more fights, showed that Deku is on his way back to the main training camp because he was off the path, obviously, so now he's on his way back. Okay, wait, I want to talk about Deku. Deku was really that boy who had no quirk, who just looked up to heroes, all this stuff, and now he's out here surpassing the limits. He did 100%, his 100%. He reached max. He did what All Might would have done with his first punch. Then he punched him again with an already broken arm at what he said was 100. He said it was, the villain said it was weaker than before, but he said it was at his 100%. Then, because of this kid, he was able to go past that and hit him with 1,000,000%. Starting as this kid who had nothing but his own hope for being a hero, everybody told him, no, you cannot be a hero. His friends, his mom, his teachers, his greatest idol told him that he could not be a hero. And he was like, I believe I can be. And now look at him, being a whole hero. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope they don't take Bakugo. I would like to give a shout out to Jalen. Hello, Jalen. I'm putting this at the end of the video because that means you watched the entire thing. Here's a picture of her. Pretty cool, right? Leave a like, leave a subscribe, hit that bell, boy. I'll see you guys next week when we see Bakugo, because Bakugo was in the preview, and so is Kirishima. Wow, they're in the same show? Who would have thunk? It is currently 2 a.m., so I for sure got a Zane.